Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Sim Racing Alliance. It's season 13. We are starting out tonight strong.
As they do go side by side. It is the formation lap almost done. They will look, all eyes to the lights. That's going to be an amazing start.
And we have a crash in turn 1 already. What's going on?
On to the bus stop straight. Goes for it around the outside.
More contact behind. That is huge. A couple of gainers in that one.
She's given it everything. She has to. I'm not sure that it's over yet, though.
This is the last opportunity. We're off and away for SRA.
Good evening, SRA Nation. Welcome to Season 14. We are in D2. And this is round 1 at Indianapolis. We're back. Me and Nopo, we're back into the D2 booth. And joining us for the first time in D2, or I hope it's the first time, is Mac Morgan. Tell us how you're doing
Hi.
today's wonderful evening.
I mean, I'm doing pretty good, other than the storms that are going through my area. But you know what? It'll be fine. Yes, this is my first time in D2. Last season, I was racing in D6, so yeah. I couldn't exactly commentate while driving.
Oh,
So.
well, I mean, yeah, it's like D6, and now you're in D5, right? Or
Yeah.
it's a huge step
Having
up.
fun in D5. A whole lot of people from D6 moved up into D5. I noticed there were a lot of promotions for this season, but also a lot of new people. A lot of new people joining. Super exciting. I do believe we have a decent number of new people in D2 this season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of people who graduated from D1 into D2. We have a lot of returning drivers in D2, and yeah, it's just and a lot of drivers who moved up from the lower divisions into D2. So,
in general, they were saying that this is the second highest number of signed up drivers for a season ever. After, I think it was after season 7, which still holds the highest number.
yeah, and that's extreme. That's super wild because we are over capacity in some of the divisions. Some tracks can only handle up to 50 cars, and we have, I think, 56 people signed up in D1, and I think 51 in D2. So it is gonna be a really packed race, a packed season overall.
Oh yeah, and that's going to be really, really exciting, especially we're coming up on qualifying here, and qualifying can get a little entertaining when there's a lot of people that jostling for track position, trying to get clean air, but also, there's people behind you who are also going to be wanting clean air, and I think that there's going to be a lot of shuffling around on that first out lap as a whole bunch of people are coming out, and I think that if you get unfortunate, you make a mistake in qualifying, spin, have to return to pits, you might actually find it hard to set another lap.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it's definitely, if you have to return to garage and go again, it's going to be very hard to find a place on track. Definitely, based on how it went last night. I think it's a little bit more evenly spread between gold and silver in D2. Well, not really. Yeah, there's almost a quarter more silver drivers than gold drivers, so it's gonna be very tight for the silver drivers.
it's gonna be tight. And also, Indy's not a long track. It has 2 long straights and a couple sweeping corners, but these lap times, 1:30, they're the shorter sides of the lap times as you've seen in ACC. So yeah, we're gonna see a lot of drivers backed up, and wonder how many drivers are actually gonna be behind each other so they could use the toe going into, well, let's be honest, the insanely long front straight.
The problem is that works if you know the guy in front is slightly faster or at least equal lap time. But if it's not the case, you might get the toe, but you might also be held up later in the lap. So it's very hard to use that.
Yeah, and don't even get
Yeah.
me started on the dirty air in some cars like the McLaren. Like the first sector, you're gonna get a lot of dirty air, and I think it's just the first sector, maybe the final corner as well, because it's super slippery. That's another
Yeah,
thing
there's also
Sorry,
there's
go
also
ahead.
the S's section at the end of sector 2 that you having dirty air through could really throw you off. Those corners can already be kind of difficult to navigate just due to how slippery Indianapolis is. You know, higher speed corners like those can be like really interesting. But if you're in the dirty air, that could be more so. And so there's definitely a balancing act there between like how much slipstream you want for that front straight versus how much you want it to hold you up. What might be best is if the person in front of you is slower than you and you get enough space so that right as you're ending your lap, you're able to get a slipstream off of them instead of at the start.
Yeah, definitely. And another thing to take home about this track is that this track is extremely slippery, low grip. You're going to be struggling for traction if you have a super heavy right foot. Especially through corners like turn 15, you may understand, yeah, it's a flat track, but your car steps out a lot. And the same in turn
turn
7,
15.
which is also like an exit onto a long straight. You're going to be struggling for traction in this track a lot. So I wonder how much these drivers are prepared for that. And also, the left side tire is getting stressed out by a lot of the corners, like which are long sweeping right-handers.
I would say the hardest corner, because it's so slippy, is actually turn 7. It's very hard to get a good exit from turn 7.
Yeah, I'd agree actually. You know, corners like turn 15 can be very difficult, but generally you're able to stick it flat all the way through the corner if you're careful. Turn 7, like there's also this element of trying to figure out when to get on the gas because you do have to brake a little bit for the corner. And so trying to figure out when you're getting back on the gas so that you're able to go wide enough to carry speed down the straight into turn 8, which is one of the best overtaking zones on the track, but also not getting on it too early such that you go wide, or get on it too early such that you might even lose the back end of the car.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen my fair share of accidents into turn 8 in both the practice race and yesterday. So it'll be a place to watch out for as we go into this race, especially in lap 1. Yeah, speaking of races, let's take a look at the calendar for D2, which I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm excited for a lot of this calendar. You have a lot of interesting changes in this calendar. For one, we have a night race at Coda next week, early into the season, which we haven't seen before. And for the first time in SRA, round 7 Barcelona, right? Keep an eye on the icon for the weather. It's a mixed condition race. We never had that in SRA until now. So, yeah, what's your favorite track to look forward to? I know we've done an Indy, which honestly I wasn't a huge fan of, but so what tracks are you guys looking forward to?
I probably don't even need to say that it's Hungaroring in rain, but yeah, it is.
Hungaroring is such a fun track in the rain, definitely. What about you, Mac?
You know, I'm not really sure. Indianapolis was the big one I was looking forward to. But of course that's already happened. And well, at least in my division. But you know, in this division, we're looking at it. But I think that obviously excluding Indianapolis, I gotta say I'm kind of looking forward towards Barcelona. Mixed conditions sounds like a fascinating setup for a race. The strategies we're gonna see as a result of that, like it's gonna be really interesting to see what happens.
Absolutely. And if you are any familiar with the SRA's history of mixed condition races in our past Enduros, it can get pretty spicy, especially the 12 hours of Spa where it was flipping conditions every 30 minutes in the race. So yeah, mixed condition, I honestly, I expect the admins to throw up a really chaotic race condition for that race.
I hope they will.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the point. But the track that I'm personally excited for is, as Brian Anderson pointed out in the chat, Coda. I'm a vocal supporter of Coda. I love the track. I've been to Lone Star Le Mans. I love the track of the passion. I'm excited for it, which is next week.
Yeah, it's surprisingly, although a lot of people hate it for reasons of track limits, I think for racing it actually makes for a pretty exciting track. There's fair opportunities for making moves. I'm also looking forward to seeing what's going to happen at Snetterton because it's such a rarely driven track, and that might shake up things quite a lot.
I think the last time we raced in Snetterton is all the way back in season 10, which, I was in D2 in that season, and yeah, the D2 race was wild. We had Jacob Palmieri doing a last to first challenge after he had like a penalty for he had a penalty, but it was a wild race, and I think this season with this many people is going to be even more insane, especially this early into the season.
Oh yeah, I think we're in for an exciting calendar all around. I mean, there's a whole bunch of SRA firsts on there, including the mixed conditions, but also, Imola was the qualification track, and it's also going to be round 8. That's another first in SRA history. So I'm really, really looking forward to this season's calendar. I think it's got a lot of really exciting races at it, and I think that it could set us up for some very interesting scenarios, both championship wise and just for individual races.
Yeah, as right now we are talking about a track. Let's go and focus on what the track at hand right now. As you don't have standings, but straight into qualifying, we got drivers out, on their outlaps entering sector 3. Coming back to D2, who are you guys super excited to keep an eye on this race?
If we're looking across all of D2, I'm really looking to see how Selena Boonstra does. She's a gold driver, D3 champion last season, both in the individual and in the team champ. Super impressive driver, up into D2 now. I believe she was in D2 previously, got moved down to D3 last season. Absolutely had a wonderful season. She's back up into D2 now, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what she does now that she's a gold driver.
Yeah, and hopefully she gets into the rig. Hopefully she finds a space to put her rig and actually use her wheel instead of a controller. But yeah, the person I am looking out for is the one who I have on my fantasy team, by the way, SRA Fantasy. Yeah, is Brooke Quigg, who is in the Porsche. That's a default livery. I don't know if I've synced that, but yeah, that's one person to look out for. And also, last season, he had Josh Damiani, who was part of the leading pack of Mustangs. I think he is in a good shot of winning the championship this season, so it's someone to look an eye out for. What about you, Elpo?
Well, I'm kind of curious if anybody can put a fight to Arct, because I think he's got the best chance of winning this championship.
Definitely.
But I don't know how good he is on some of these tracks because I've never seen him drive on them, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, Arc
Hey,
has
who else
been
you might want to look out for?
Yep.
You might want to look out for Mueller, Felipe Mueller. He's been a very strong driver in the past in D2. I don't know if he's got I don't know exactly how he did last season, but I know it was pretty well, and I know he's still in D2 Gold this season, and he was looking pretty fast in the practice timings, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I kept an eye on him and Oldhausen in the practice. I believe they're both teammates as well. They won the championship, I believe, last season, which we saw a Shuia for. But did we see a Shuia from them? I don't remember, but
Yes, we did see a Shuia from them. I think that I don't think they got the team championship. I just think that his teammate got the silver championship.
Oh yeah, Oldhausen got the silver championship. Yeah.
Yeah, and Felipe did a Shuia just because he could.
Yeah. But yeah, they're gonna be out in front. Olhazen, he did cook a lot, especially at batters. We saw the Ferraris charge. So it's going to be exciting to see how they do this season with new fresh faces. And let's be honest, the road ahead cleared out for them. Let's see, come on to the D2, guys. They got their first laps in. We got a BMW 1 too with Luis Vasquez, which honestly, I love this livery. The BMW M4 GTR livery from Need for Speed Most Wanted. Awesome livery.
That's hot.
Yeah. Also the Mario livery with Jacob Hull.
There's a lot of great liveries this season. We'll probably showcase them a little bit more during the formation lap of the race, but there have been a ton of really great liveries this season. Not just in this division, but across all divisions. I watched a livery reveal stream, which you can find on our YouTube. Livery and track reveals and shoeies. And there were so many great liveries that SRA community members have made for their cars, and it's a beautiful field of cars in every division now, and I love that.
Yeah, as we got a Ferrari on provisional pole. That is one of the Sutherlands who are teaming up. I believe Neil is the son, and Mark Sutherland is the father. So we got a father and son combination in this race as well. That's pretty cool to see. Yeah, this is also another great livery. The meat livery from Talladega Nights. Awesome movie, extremely funny, and yeah, the livery looks pretty sick. But it's a shame it's not on an American car. It's on a Mustang. It's on a McLaren, and yeah, but it's still a cool looking livery to see.
Yeah, so many great liveries.
Got the Badman's livery, the Dark Maul livery, which those who haven't put it together, it's the Badman's livery. This is the Doug car, Doug and Matt Schwartz. Oh, Harold McDonald goes faster. I hate to admit this, these guys are already faster than what I did on yesterday in D1.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to see some shuffling within the divisions within the next few weeks as we see some drivers get promoted, some get demoted. I think that there's a lot of drivers that stand to possibly get promoted up a higher division. And of course that'll happen within the next few weeks after a few more races, just to make sure that they, are in fact fast enough to compete in those higher divisions. But for right now, these drivers, they're doing pretty good. A lot of fast drivers out there right now.
It's going to be somewhat problematic though, because pretty much all of the high divisions are actually overfull. Snetterton has only room for 50 cars, and currently both D1 and D2 have too many drivers. I'm presuming there is an assumption that not everybody will show up, but moving people is going to be difficult this season.
Yeah, right now we have 46 drivers in the paddock right now, and
Wheeler is on an absolute stonker of a lap.
yeah, he's 3/10 up on his personal best.
Almost 4/10.
He's right now behind a Porsche. I wonder if he's gonna use the toe from the Porsche going onto the back straight.
Yeah, this is on a good one. Craig goes to the top.
I feel like Ian Wheeler is gonna take provisional pole in. Yes, he does. He takes provisional pole in the silver drivers. It's been a while since I've seen Wheeler. I've raced with him back in season 9. So yeah, I feel like he is back from a long break and he's just trying to get the ball rolling here. So, but then again, he is super fast. So maybe you can expect him to put on a show in the race against the gold drivers.
Yeah, the points rules make it interesting because even the silver drivers still score points based on their overall result, so they have every incentive to fight every single car on track instead of just fighting people only from their own category to ensure maximum points haul.
Yeah. That's you got some love for the Bentley from Panzer Riccatoni. You got the Bentley here in Nico Suave in the Lincoln Park livery. What album is this one? Arbitrary? Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. I do not I not really know much about Linkin Park.
I could just do this. It is Meteora. It's a great livery. A great album. A great band.
Mars is gonna improve significantly. A little bit of a bad exit for the final corner, but still gonna improve significantly. Goes up to P5.
Yep. And the Lexus is one of the better. Is one of the stronger tracks for the Lexus, as you can see in an amazing shot. The goal driver's leaving the pits. But yeah, Caleb Craig, he's look at how tidy the lap is from the Lexus driver. He's improving as well. He could probably shoot up to provisional pole, take the silver pole from Wheeler. So it's only slightly ahead. He's losing time here, but he still has a sector to go.
Made up a lot of time there. Still every chance of getting the silver pole.
Looks like he will.
Oh, he's gained
Oh,
even
gained
more
a lot
time.
of time. Holy cow. Gained a ton of time. Oh, and he's losing it through the final corner. But I think it's still enough to get him to silver pole. But yeah, that could have been a lot faster.
But that is enough to put him into pole in silver.
The penultimate corner is extremely tricky. It's very, very, very low grip. It's very hard to get a good exit there.
Oh yeah. And then even if you get a good exit, well, now you got to get through that final corner, turn 15. And of course, the more speed you have, the more difficult it's going to be to get through there without having to lift.
Now have the goal drivers starting their lap. You have Art. Wonder where these drivers are going to be placing in their banker laps. Because some of these drivers are stupidly quick. They are setting low 50s, low 35s. So, yeah, I'm about to be humbled even more. I'm already humbled by the D2 silver drivers who've gone faster than I did yesterday. These guys are gonna be even faster, and I'm gonna say it. I think we're gonna see some 34s.
I wouldn't be surprised if we got some.
You know, I might be a little surprised because looking at the practice timesheets, we don't have any D2 driver that has broken into the 134s. We have a few that have gotten close. Arc, notably, got a 135.09, but we don't actually have any that broke into the 134s. So, while I certainly think it's possible, it would require them to PB during the qualifying session.
Yes, but I wouldn't be surprised because it is 1 degree colder, and that on this particular track, even 1 degree is quite
That is a fair point.
The difference, so we've been doing hot laps for the endurance qualifying, and it is 2 degrees hotter than this current qualifying conditions, and the track is noticeably more slippery.
Oh, I can imagine, yeah. But on the flip side, you at least get more engine power. As you're getting our bankers in, just P22 for Arc. Granted, it does take 2 laps to warm the tires up on this track.
He also made a huge mistake in the loop.
Yeah,
Completely missed the braking and went way too deep into the corner.
So far, fastest full driver is Archie. I do believe is on your screen right now. It's still 7/10 off of the lead. I'm sure that will go down.
Yeah, but Archie's immediately 3 tenths faster in the first
Yeah.
Never mind, he's losing all of it.
I tell you who is 3/10 faster. Arc is 3/10 on down on his time. Up, down. I don't remember which one it is.
Yeah.
3/10 green.
Quick is also 4/10 green.
Yeah.
Alhausen 6/10, almost 7. But I don't think we can say much until the first proper laps are done, because as Arjun said, it takes actually at least one hot lap after the out lap to get your tires up temp on this track. It's so short a lap.
Got Brooker Cook here going P11. That's a 35.8. I think he's still got time. He was a bit slippy. He did feel a bit. He was a bit slidey. As Art goes into P3 already on his second lap, still more time to improve.
It's amazing how much curb he can take in turn 1. If I would try that in the Aston, I would bounce all the way to the moon.
Yeah, you kind of have to do that, but you also run the risk of losing all your tire pressures.
No, in the Aston in turn 1, it's faster not to take that much curb. You just brush the curb. At least I believe it is. I've never been able to get a good lap running fully on the curb.
Got Josh Worley. He was super fast in the closing stages of last season, as he's called Swirly Whirly in other communities. He's 3/10 up on his personal best. That's gonna shoot him up into the top 5 at least if he can hold it. That's the other Lincoln Bar car with Hybrid Theory as delivery. That's P7 for him. Here's Arc coming in. You know, if Arc takes pole in a BMW, I'm gonna be extremely disappointed with myself because I cannot extract pace with this car, and he is.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, you're not alone with that. You know, during the D5 race yesterday, there were a number of BMW drivers who were suffering through that race. They were not doing well, but, you know, apparently Art just built different. Just built different. And there he goes up to pole for 135.252. Great time. I don't know how many other drivers are going to be able to get going that fast, especially since Arc is already looking to improve yet again.
Oh, we got Doug in P3. Let's see if it stays that way. But I haven't noticed, but Caleb Craig, 35.3 in D2 Silver is wild. He got Lexus 234 with Caleb Craig, Chris Logan, and Doug Mitchell.
I kind of suspect there might be some outliers on this track because it's not used that commonly in leagues, and just generally people don't drive this track so much. So there might be situations where people who are not so fast on other tracks might be surprisingly fast here just because they have driven the track more than others.
Yeah, and we're gonna see the same thing for Snetterton. Oh.
Yes, I fully expect Snetterton will be a completely mess on the, like, it's not gonna be like golds at the top and silvers at the bottom. It's gonna be just like complete scattershot.
Yeah, it doesn't help that we haven't had our reorganization where drivers get swapped in between silver and gold a little bit. That usually happens 2 or 3 races in. Of course, we got some tracks that aren't superly common being used before that, which could throw things off, even more so than usual. I definitely do think that that experience of some drivers just being way better at tracks than others, Indianapolis and Snetterton, definitely the case. So, like, I know I, for example, really like Indianapolis, and so I put a lot more practice into it than I would for the normal track, and so definitely changes, like, where you lie in comparison to other drivers within your division as a result of that. So
I also like the track, but I'm very bad at hot lapping it. I'm only very good at holding race pace because I've done a couple of very long endurance races here.
We have one coming up this weekend as well.
Yes. I am actually not looking forward. The car is, the setup I have is reasonably fast and keeps the balance, which is a big problem here. The tire wear is so uneven easily, but it is extremely tedious to drive. It's so tail happy for most of the track, and I'm not really looking forward to doing 6 hours of that, but oh well. We have some good improvement from Doug.
Yeah, Mueller is cooking. He is 4/10 up on his personal best. That would put him on the front row of the grid if he can hold it. Or maybe not front row, second row.
Doug is also potentially going on the front row.
Ooh, that's P3 from Penis and his teammate Thomas Olhausen takes pole.
5 milliseconds, that's
5.
amazingly close.
Wow. Also, just for
That's
context,
close.
from first to pole, there are 38 people. Less than D1, but that's still equally crazy.
It's 38 within a second. Insane. You know, I'm kind of surprised personally by Selena Boomstra all the way down in P38 through qualifying. You know, I kind of thought she'd be doing better, but you know what? She has been moved up, and you can definitely see that she's right around the drivers that she was competing with last season in Division 3. So
Arc is improving massively.
Yeah,
almost
that's
to
5/10s. If he can, let's see if he can handle it. His tires might be shredding, but he's holding his pace, and that's gonna be P8 for Art. That's super competitive, but Art is not Archie. There we go. Art is improving.
massively.
Yeah. And what
it looks like he'll be taking pole right back,
and
unless he makes a mistake through this final sector.
and he is on
Looking
track.
like it's fine.
He's on
This is
track.
a little bit of time.
Oh, he's on track to post of 34. Let's see if he can keep. No, he lost 110. Yeah, such a bad exit, but that's gonna cost him. But that doesn't matter because he's still gonna be on pole. As Art takes pole from Olhausen with a fairly insane lap. That's wild.
Yeah, all sectors are purple on that lap.
And that
That's-
marks the end of
And
qualifying.
also the really impressive thing about that is that lap was done on relatively worn tires. That wasn't fresh tires by any means. That's
Oh, yeah.
incredible.
You know who else also has the fastest first sector?
Yeah, I know. It
Doug.
is shared.
Doug.
Doug.
Well, I mean, it's Alexis.
Yeah. Let's actually go through deliveries here. 7 may not get carried, but we have Art here with the Champion Motorsport livery. That's a clean livery with the DCS livery from Olhausen, with Caleb Cray with the MO4 Alexis, Linus Mueller with the other DCS X. What's that? Starcraft livery with Doug with the Badman's Dark Maul livery. That's sick. You have there's Logan with one of the default liveries. That's Pink Floyd. What's the album again? Oh, well, you should know this. And the Sun, I don't know. I forgot. The Pink Floyd album, which everyone loves. I forgot the name. We got John Archie in the Batman livery. Champion Motorsport livery for Healer with the Talladega Nights livery for Harold McDonald. Also, that's Worley, by the way. Got mixed up. Worley? No, that's Wheeler, and this is Kelly. This is Patrick Rust. This is Josh Worley with the Hybrid Theory livery, and that is Harold McDonald with the other Me car. We got Vasquez with the BMW from Need for Speed Most Wanted. Doug with the other Dark Maul car. We got Mario for the BMW, Wonder where Luigi is. We got the Baltero livery. It's 240, not 2.4 to the power of exponent of 14. Exponent to the power e to the power 14. We got Neil Sutherland. Also, that's Byron, by the way. We got R's teammate Roy Key and Josh Damiani, the other Mustang, the championship favorite, all the way down in P20. I wonder if you're gonna see some move up to places for him. Yeah, Nick San ditching the Madhouse Lamborghini for a roller spacing Mustang. We got Nico Suave, Brooker Quigg, so that's a Meteor Linkin Park livery. We got the other Pink Floyd livery. We got one of the Funk liveries. It's just David Funk, I believe. And you got Mustang. You got Bingo from Tom Leach. You got the other Ferrari. I don't know whose this is. It's just Brooker Quigg. We got this is I don't know who this is. Is there a name on the car?
What number is it?
585.
Kraus.
Kraus. As
Okay.
everyone's leaving. You got the other bolts livery. I think that marks the liveries. You might hop onto them in the race. And I did cause motion sickness for Panzer there. I apologize. Oh, that's a Luigi car, and that is, I believe, number 7 and 92. That is Selena and Jess. You got the BMW of Looney Tunes. We got multiple cars here. But yeah, that marks the end of the field. If you can get any, I want to see who this livery is. That's Star Wars. But yeah, that's my motion sickness causing event done. Let's let's actually hop back on to the leaders. And yeah, that Ferrari, this Ferrari with his livery is by Ryan Garrity, who makes most of the liveries here. And this is Elliot Levine in the Porsche. And yeah, we got Jack Sullivan in the other Bolt Hero livery. This is Paulie in the Odd Champion Motorsport Mustang, and that is Ryan Cody. And that's our top 30. If I think I got everyone right. I don't know. But yeah. I tried my best. There's too many people. But drivers are now going double file here, and it kind of throws me off that you start going double file if you're at the back of the grid before the back straight even ends.
It's also very much not fun that if you're at the back of the grid, it goes to speed control when you're kind of in the middle of a corner, and then it starts from the middle of the final corner. I think last night I qualified in front of you, but you were like 2 car lengths ahead of me at the start because I was in the outside line. And it's really hard to tell where the correct positioning is, but it is what it is. We should be faster, and then we would have no problems.
Yeah, and to answer Netfo's question, we got 45 cars on track. Bit less than D1, but that's still a lot healthy amount. As we go green any moment now, as our oh, there we go. We got green flags here. Oh my! Immediately Wheeler gets a drive-through, but he is already forcing 3 wide as people are going multiple. Actually, it seems like Mueller's squeezing in, but pretty clean here. As people are going 4 wide, there's going to be bumping done in front of them between Worley and Wheeler. And this looks like a fairly clean T1. It actually looks like Alexandre Giordano has spun, but he's not so far back. As we got cars going slow. What's happening here?
Chaos in turn 4.
It's too far.
4?
P4. Oh wow, we got Sutherland, and let's see what happened here. As Sutherland gets bumped by, I believe that's Sean Leach, and there's already oh my god, that BMW started so far front, and there's a car park here, and it looks like not the worst kind of turn ones that you've seen, but it is unfortunate that you are facing backwards in the first race. But yeah, just aside from that, looks like a pretty clean turn 1.
Yeah, turn 1 was remarkably clean. I think there were a few people pushed a little wide, but generally speaking, I don't think that anybody was spun round. I don't think anybody got major damage. Generally clean through turn 1. Unfortunately, they didn't keep it going through the rest of the first sector,
Oh, we
but
got,
not too bad. Ooh.
got people forcing 2 whites here, which is doable, but it's gonna be a drag race to see who keeps a position between Jack Sullivan and Selena Boonstra. As Sullivan squeezes the
made a
Porsche
lot
driver.
of position.
It looks like Jack Frost is trying to use the toe from the Bentley in front of him, but
Oh,
back's
Craig,
behind.
wide turn 1. Oh, back in. Oh, caused damage. Massive contact in turn 1 on lap 2.
Wonder what happened here between Ian Wheeler and Caleb Craig. Craig's going wide, and this has to rejoin. Takes out Vasquez, but looks like there's already an accident happening behind, which is gonna be 2 separate incidents. 888, that's Roy Key, I believe. Facing the wrong way. Let me see if I can find him. Oh boy. That's why Roy has to do this. Every race, he's been so unlucky for the whole of last season, and it looks like the unluck has carried over to this season as well. But yeah, our biggest losers from the grid so far, as we got Josh Damiani and slowed down. I wonder what happened there. As my game starts having an aneurysm here. Look at the
Got Andy Speed dropped down a bunch of positions.
Oh, is it a
all the way
dive
down.
bomb?
Very optimistic, Sen.
Yeah. Oh.
Especially so early in the race, it's maybe a bit unnecessary, but
It's going to be busy on lap 2.
Yeah.
it's still very busy.
As we have, oh, Damiani goes into the pits. That's an early pit stop from him. He's going to have absolutely shredded tires as he comes out. But
Not too much damage.
yeah, the biggest losers from this race, Ian Wheeler down 36 positions, Josh Damiani down 24 positions, Matt Schwartz down 27 positions. You don't want to lose so many positions after such a difficult qualifying.
It feels like there's been so many mistakes made. Lap 1 was fairly alright, but then lap 2, it's like everybody's just like, okay, we got through lap 1, so we can race now, right? And just all of a sudden, all of this chaos, so many incidents. I mean, you can look at that. Just look at the gap between that front group and the back group that you can see on the track map. That back group, I do believe most of them have been involved in incidents that have caused them to lose time.
Yeah, and not to mention Jacob Hall as well, the Mario car. He was up front. He's lost 17 places. So yeah, it's not the cleanest start to the season, but now the only thing you can do is just look forward. Keep your head down. You have 55 minutes in this race. That's Mark Sutherland. He is wide. What happened here? Oh, he just misses braking point, goes wide, and slices his car as he brakes on the grass. .56, 156. Is that Max Diggs? Take us go slow.
At the front, Arc has pulled away from Olhausen, but Mitchell is really close.
Yeah, and we might finally see some Doug action this season. He's been out for most of last season, and gotta be honest with you, he was getting carried by his teammate, who's now in D1. Another fight going on is Josh Worley on Harold McDonald. But looks like the race has calmed down. I say calmed down, people are still out for blood, but at least no one is dying. So, yeah. That is calmed down in our book.
I think there's a little bit of the same effect as last night in D1, where people who got into incidents early on, lap 1, lap 2, are now out of position, and there's gonna be a whole lot of mix-up with fast drivers who got spun or had to lose positions, trying to get back to where they feel like they should be.
Yeah, and because this track is so narrow and because the pit lane is so long, that adds to the chaos as well. Well, actually, not narrow, short, and pit lane's long. One mistake, you're gonna lose a lot of positions. You go into the pit unnecessarily, you lose a lot more positions. As you got Ian Byron sitting around the outside of Patrick Russ, he misses a braking point. Russ gets alongside.
Oh my god.
Very good, but Byron keeps a position. That's why, but he lets it go because he did go off track for the position. But Nick Sand's gonna try sending it around the outside, trying to capitalize on the Bentleys going wide. As Nick Sand takes a position, will he keep it in the track? Yes, he does. What about
Nearly are ending right behind it, but it's fine. I think they're sorted out. I think they're back in one line for now.
Yeah.
Of course, we're coming up. Next corner, good overtaking zone. Will any of them make an opportunistic dive? No.
Yeah, it's just too far back.
Harder than that.
And especially if these guys, they got here just by avoiding all the turn one
behind
carnage.
Guzman on Sutherland.
Ooh, good hell. Yeah. These guys have made a lot of positions here just by keeping clean in lap 1. I think they would prefer to keep it that way, you know. Self-preservation continues, at least till the end of the race.
Up at the front, Archie and McDonald, real close, heading down the front straight, heading towards turn 1.
Archie lost 2 positions there. I don't know what happened, but
No, Archie. Oh, Archie. John
yes,
Archie.
he lost positions to Gorilla and Logan. I'm not sure what exactly happened, but probably some kind of off track.
And also I haven't noticed Simon Gorio and his teammate Michael Schwarzenegger, they are in the 488s. And also I just remembered the name of the Pink Floyd album, The Dark Side of the Moon. There we go. Oh, you got Patrick Russ. He got overtaken by Nick Sand, and it's not looking good for Son Leitch. He goes wide. What happened here? He's trying to pull a Ross Chastain move here, only to realize that the access road's blocked. Thank you, Ross. You got Guzman on Neil Sutherland. You got 2 Guzman here. We got Carlos Guzman and his teammate. I don't know which Guzman that is. The love tap.
Like they're both fine from it.
Yep.
Very close between Logan and Gorilla.
Very close indeed, and it's not too far behind either of them for Archie either.
Alexis has it now.
Yeah, Alexis is gonna overtake.
Yep. Not even a discussion.
That's disgusting. Hey, at least, I mean, this is the only thing that Lexus is good at. So, you'll give it some benefit of doubt.
I mean, sure. I did the same to a Porsche in the Aston. Because the Porsche has no top speed here.
Wait, I missed something. Why did my race control get confused here? Did something happen here? Oh.
No, has something happened? What happened to? Looks like it might have been a glitch with race control.
Yeah.
Mine was doing that too.
Ignore the technical difficulties. I mean, Gorio's still on the back of Chris Logan here because the Lexus, while it's good in the straight, is absolutely terrible in the corners. Which the 488 might be slow on the straights now, despite its aero efficiency, but it's a dream to drive around the corners.
On this track.
Especially on this track.
I'm going to say that because I think it's still very strong on this track. It used to be the best car. Like, it was better than the 296 on this track for a long time. And I think it still is pretty good here.
I think...
Unfortunately, he's never going to overtake with no top speed. Like, unless the car in front makes a big mistake. And we see Archie going into the pits for a very early stop. That's risky.
It's super
He's
early for him.
probably, yeah, he's probably gonna get blue flagged immediately coming out by the leaders. But that's not too bad because there's a very big gap behind the leaders.
Yeah.
So as soon as he's there, he's in clear air and can run clean laps. So that might work out.
But he's going to... I think he's trying to fight for the track position, but I wonder if that's going to backfire him because this track is heavy on tire wear. Oh, I see why.
Yes, but
Go ahead.
I mean, it is heavy on tire wear, but it's also very hard to overtake here unless you have a car with extremely good top speed. So
Which the Lamborghini does not. It's one of the weaker cars in a straight line. I mean, I remember League in a Week, Mr. Sir trying to get past me, not working out for him. And even in D1, one of the reasons why Michael Manning was even able to stay ahead of Jacob was because he was running hilariously one wing.
well, I mean, if you have to run zero wing, you run zero wing. Doug is still sitting right with Olhausen. Arc is pulling away ever so slightly.
But these guys are doing similar lap times. Thomas Olhausen does have the fastest lap in this race, which is a 35.9. Arc sets a 36 dead right now. But yeah, it seems like Arc was half a second, 6/10 faster than both Doug and Olhausen.
But it was not a valid lap, so he's still... Oh no, it was, but he barely missed taking the best lap.
See here, you have here a hilarious example of top speed differential of Patrick Russ getting away from Nick Sand, even with the tow, with Ian Byron catching up behind him.
But here's an interesting fact. Even though Doug has had the tow from Olhausen pretty much every single lap, his top speed is still slower than Logan's best top speed by 1 kph. And they are in the same car, so there might be some setup differences here.
But you know what's funny is that Olhausen's speed trap is 261, 8 kilometers per hour slower than Doug's.
Yes. Although he does have a little bit of a benefit from the fact that the Lexus doesn't accelerate particularly well out from the second to last corner, so it takes a while to get up to that crazy top speed.
You have two Porsches trying to do their best to overtake cars that are faster than them in a straight line in a track where straight line's important. As we got Kraus here, what's happened to him? You can go out. He just misses braking point and spins.
Yeah, that's unfortunately something we have seen.
It happens, unfortunately. It happens.
Oh, someone's fancy's going down the drain. Usura still right behind Ryan Cody, with Jack Sullivan right behind her. Wonder if that Bentley just got enough tow to overtake this Porsche. We got... Oh, he's gonna try sending it. Thinks twice about the Porsche and its amazing brakes.
It's disgusting how late the Porsche can brake into that corner. Partly it's because the brakes are very good, but also because it doesn't have the same top speed as some of the other cars.
Fight between Worley and McDonald.
Yeah, Whirly's right on the bumper of the car, which says, wanna go fast.
Goes for it around the outside. Will he be able to hold on? No, McDonald clears him. Have to try again.
Yeah, I mean, he has to start fairly straight to get past him, but I feel like the McLaren does get the better run out of the final corner than the Bentley.
The Bentley doesn't really have such a great top speed. It's like the Aston, it accelerates really well, that's the thing it's best at. But then at some point it just runs out of steam and no longer goes really any faster. But that's a much better exit for Worley.
Wonder if he's gonna get the toe behind the McLaren. And yes, he does. That's a lot of toe.
That should be enough to
Alongside
get
on the
onside.
inside. Alongside on the inside, even ahead a little bit, I think, into the braking zone. I think Worley might hold this, but Donald sweeping around the outside. Now Worley's turn around the outside, and once again, McDonald just clears him.
I feel like Worley was pinching the corner a little bit too much, trying to just go tight to the apex, so he couldn't carry any speed. And when you give up the corner speed, the car on the outside can carry more speed and make it work. Now this is spicy.
Oh, wonder if Harold McDonald's gonna try boxing him. He's gonna try to run him off the track, but that's not gonna be enough because Worley was never alongside him at the exit anyways. But he's gonna try sitting around the outside. Thinks twice.
And this whole mess is pulling
Oh,
Vasquez into the
oh,
fight.
switchback. McDonald slow on the exit. Worley finally gets around him.
That's what you love to see, but now, yeah.
And now the cars behind might be a problem for McDonald, because all this fighting has pulled them right into this.
Another overtake that has completed last lap was Patrick Rust on Nick Sand. And also, why is my car computer having a hard time here? I don't know. We're back. I mean, McDonald has the toe. I don't think that's going to be enough for Vasquez to get past him. As you're already seeing blue flags out in the distance.
I presume that's because of the early pit stops.
Oh, that would make sense.
I wonder who that is, actually. Good. Right here. That's Caleb Craig. One of our front runners in this. He just got lapped by this pack here.
There's a big pack around P26-ish, side by side.
Yeah, they're hopping on into two Looney Tunes BMWs, trying to hunt down Jacob Hall and the Moria BMW.
I wonder if there's gonna be some team orders here.
Well, is Ferrari gonna be to Velasquez like, I am faster than you? But that's 3 cars of the same livery, which will be fun, I guess. Triple threat. This is like what I'm gonna call them from now on.
Pretty interesting as well. At the front, Doug is falling off from Olhausen. The gap has grown to almost 2 seconds now.
Yes, it's probably Hartman trying to get past Ferrari here. Wonder if he's gonna. Yep, he makes it. It makes it easy on him. Goes a bit narrow, but he's gonna have the better braking. But Ferrari is gonna try sitting around the outside. They're gonna keep it too wide going into the penultimate corner, and the BMW stays ahead.
And this is gonna slow down the Mustang for the BMW behind to maybe catch up.
Yeah.
Although it's such a good exit there, so maybe not.
It looks like Hall has pitted this race, so yeah, we can see them off into distance. Last side, the BMW, the Moria BMW in the pits.
Mitchell's pace is really falling off. Miller is catching. The gap is only half a second now.
Yeah, but would Mueller have the straight line speed to overtake Doug?
Probably
Doug
not.
is so wide
but,
here.
But if Doug is killing his tires, that could be important.
Oh, we got a spinner in sector 1.
Oh, that was contact from. Oh, he goes back across.
Oh, it's a really dangerous spot to be.
Yeah,
That's a really dangerous spot. And he gets out of the way.
yeah, that is Guzman, and I believe it is not that's the wrong Bentley car. Nico Suave? Yeah. Nico Suave. Wait, is it Nico Suave or is that another Bentley?
It was a 769. Scudsman, I believe.
Yeah, but who's the other Bentley? Was it? Oh my god.
I'm not sure. Was it Worley? No, Worley is Bentley.
Or at least the other Bentley. But we got an overtake from Bentley on the Mustang in the straight line. Things that I never thought I would say out loud. But the Bentley, unfortunately, doesn't have the brake advantage that the Mustang has. Oh, never mind. He's gonna try sending around the inside, and he spins on Nick Sands, straightens him out. Patrick Ross gets past him again, as Ian Byron slows down to let Nick Sands through. He loses a heap of position. That's like 4 positions lost. That's unfortunate from him.
Super unfortunate.
And he lets Michael Schwarzenegger and David Funk through. Sending the shooter, Diego says in chat. I mean, let's be honest with you. Nick should have just let the Bentley through. It's a Bentley. You're really gonna block a boat? Have you seen Speed 2? As Arc has finally getting on the pits. These guys are going for the early stop. It worked in D1 yesterday because the undercut is stronger when your tires are absolutely shredding themselves. But
Yeah, I would be a little bit concerned because there's every possible, like, I'm not sure exactly what the traffic situation will be for him. I got a little bit unlucky, and there was a blue flag car side by side with me when I came out from the pits, and even though it let me by relatively quickly, that still cost me probably like half a second, which put me behind the car I had been fighting, and I had to overtake the car again.
Got a battle with Selena Boonstra and Sullivan on the front straight. Boonstra goes down the inside. Oh, doesn't carry enough speed through it, but she's got a better exit out of turn 2. Through turn 3, and might she make an opportunistic move? No.
what's your contact there going into turn 1? That's the question. But Jack Sullivan gets past the Porsche of Boonstra.
I think Boonstra was behind.
Oh wait.
There was slight contact, but it didn't really matter. And surprisingly enough, Boonstra actually got alongside on the straight in the Porsche, which I don't know how that would happen, but it did. So maybe Sullivan is running high wing in the Bentley? I don't know.
You not run max swing in the Bentley?
I mean, maybe you do. I have no idea because I never drive that thing. And not really anybody else does either.
Leader into the pits, Olhausen into the pits along with Mueller.
Yeah, so just as I was afraid, Ark got unlucky and is behind Wheeler, who is technically not blue flagged, so I doesn't have to let him by. I hope he doesn't lose a whole lot of time because of this.
Part of the risk of pitting early.
Wheeler's last lap is not that slow. It's a 36 point... No, it is slow. It's a 36.9. And that Mustang tires are absolutely... It must be shredded right now.
I mean, point me a car that doesn't shred tires on this track. I don't think it...
Oh yeah.
This beauty.
It's a pretty tight fight for, I think that's P17.
Oh, Boonstra got around Sutherland.
Oh.
When did that happen?
Looks like... Wait, I thought she was ahead of... Oh wait, no. Cody got... No, God, Cody. Oh my god, I'm messing it up. Everyone's spitting. I don't know where everyone is. But it's gonna. But it looks like Gorio, Olhausen, and Mueller are exiting the pits. I wonder how the front row is gonna be shaken up. Here we have Art. He's gonna be taking the lead easily, but all eyes on Doug. He clears Mueller.
He does not clear Olhausen. In fact, Olhausen is actually appears to have maybe gained a little bit of time to Douglas Mitchell through the pit stop. I do believe so, because it's a 2.5 second gap between Olhausen and Mitchell. Granted, Olhausen will probably be slow on this outlap, getting his tires up to pressures, while Mitchell's had his lap to get his tires up into their operating window.
The gap was about 2 seconds before they pitted, so I don't think it has changed very much at all.
What's interesting
There's a
here is that Archie is 2 seconds behind Mueller, but his tires are gonna be aging. He's 10 minutes old, or 15 minutes older tires.
There's a battle between Vargas, Hartman, I do believe another driver, Ferrer, was also involved in a little bit earlier.
Yeah, Hartman tried to send it on Ferrer on the outside, but braked too late, went deep, and then Vargas almost got him there. So right now it's pretty messy because people are still pitting.
Yeah, honestly, it's gonna be. People are gonna get held up, and as you hear Brooker Quick on the back of Schwarzenegger, go on my fantasy driver, get me the points. Sutherland trying to get past, I believe is Connor, not Connor. Wait, who's the Bentley? I'm so washed.
Damiani got unlucky, he's stuck in traffic now after pitting.
Ooh, Simon.
And technically he's blue flag. And it can get really messy. I don't think early pit stop on this track is a particularly good strategy unless you can time it to perfection to get clear track when you come out.
Neil Sutherland comes out ahead of Jack Sullivan.
Oh, that's a stop and go for speeding in the pit lane for Diggs, I believe.
Oh no, oh, this is gonna be a really bad top in the 30 just because you're already gonna be a lap down just by pitting. You could be another lap down. Well, you're gonna be completely a lap down now that everyone has pitted.
Drive through this track of all tracks, painful with how long that pit lane is, how long the speed limit remains for it.
I mean, could be worse, could be Spa, but
Yeah,
yeah,
unluckily, that's actually going to be later in the season. We got a number of long pit lanes this season.
Maybe we should make a season with all the longest pit lanes in the game.
Asano, Spa, Indianapolis, what other ones are we thinking of?
Suzuka has long pit lane, I believe.
I think Kota actually has a relatively long pit lane as well. I don't remember exactly.
Kota pit lane is the whole length of the straight. It's just pretty long.
Let me see if I can find some statistics on this.
Imola. If you have Imola on this calendar as
Oh, what's going on?
what's the bumper of Craig?
Somebody went wide. I think Rust went wide. Patrick Rust went a little wide through, I believe that was turn 2, not exactly. Or was he coming out of the pits? I'm not sure what was going on.
Coming back to this battle, are we going to see an old dive bomb from Schwartz on Craig? Is he going to see my Schwartz is bigger than you? So you can see his lightsaber on the side of his car. That's a Spaceball reference.
There is another stop and go 30 for speeding in the pits. It's Ferrer. And also Damiani and Sutherland had a little bit of incident when Damiani was trying to technically unlap himself. I hope that's not gonna be having any post-race implications.
So the top 4 have not pitted. You have Josh Worley, Noah McComber, Connor Adams, and Mark Sutherland, who's still staying out. So yeah, Arc is 2 and P1.
I don't expect that's going to change for at least a little bit. Olhausen, within 2 seconds, just about. Of course, as I say that, he's drifting just in and out of it. You know, around 2 seconds back. It's possible he could close that gap, catch back up to Arc, but I'm not sure how likely it is. You know, we can hope that this battle for league will reopen, but
well, I mean,
sometimes
Olhausen was catching Arcs at the end of their first stint, and now he has, I think that's 1 lap fresher tires, so there's every possibility that the gap might close towards the end of the race.
Yeah, you're definitely correct there. And of course, we've also seen in other divisions the Ferrari is just seem to be a lot more powerful around this track than the BMW. Maybe the BOP isn't quite sorted out properly, but seems pretty even so far. And of course, Arc, you know, managed to get out on pole in front of Olhausen, so who knows?
I mean, that's one person here to shut up the BOP argument for the BMW. And I hate to say this, but he is cooking.
He is cooking, and I do believe that the last of our drivers who haven't pit yet are now in the pits. Joshua Worley, lead driver who hasn't pit yet, in the pit lane right now. I think he might be... Yeah, he's coming out of it there right now. Has he gained or lost position? Looks like he's going to be coming out ahead of McDonald, who I do believe he had been fighting previously.
Ooh, and it looks like Doug and Thomas Olhausen both have the same fastest lap. It's a 35.84 dead.
And they both set it last lap, which is absolutely insane.
They are gutting it for Arc. Are they sensing a crack in the leader?
Time will tell as the gap continues to hover just under 2 seconds, 1.5 time range between Olhausen and Arc.
Oh, John Archie goes wide here. What's going on? And he stays ahead, but given that he's already ahead, I don't think he has to yield a position. But that was an interesting front line from him.
That's dangerous because now Logain's very close, could be making a move into turn 13, does not thinks better of it, wasn't close enough, but he's going to be real close right in the slipstream. And of course, you know, he's in that Lexus, in the slipstream. I think we can see where this might be going.
Yeah. Once you're in the slipstream of the Lexus, it is Jover. Look at that straight line speed. That is... Oh, never mind. Arc is trying to just fight back. Is he going to try diving around the inside? Yes, he does. He's going to keep the position. They go too wide into turn 2. Arc has the inside, which he's going to capitalize going into turn 3. And he's going to keep the position, but no. Logain tries to stick around the outside, but Arc solidifies that move. He takes back P5.
Yeah, I feel like Logain should have showed nose on the inside earlier and not given the defending car the opportunity to make the defensive line choice, because he had such a massive speed advantage. But he might make it work here. Around the outside.
Archie's trying to force him to go around the outside. I think Archie knows exactly how to defend this race. You've seen him race for a long time. He's been here multiple seasons. But that said...
Oh, that's probably a track cut for Logain. That was such a big cut through 11.
But that doesn't matter as long as you get past him.
Gonna try to make a move here around the outside. Oh, switch back to the inside. Gonna have the outside for turn 14, and then the inside once again. Possibly, yes, he's gonna try to keep it. He's gonna have the inside for turn 15, and I think that with the straight line speed of Lexus, I think this is a done deal. I think Logain has taken that position off of Archie.
Yeah, the only way he would not be able to keep that is if he had to lift in the final corner, but he didn't have to lift, so that was easy.
That's a great move from Logain here. Overtaking a car, surprisingly, in the braking zone of all places. Not a place where you expect the BMW to be fast. The Lexus to be fast at, but here we are. But then again, Archie is on old tires. He pitted around the 47-minute mark. He's gonna be hemorrhaging pace right now. It's just all about damage limitation for him as he nurses the car for the next 24 minutes of this race.
There are some quite incredible movers on the field. Selena has gained 20 positions from where she started. That's impressive.
And so was Velasquez a couple places back. It's just, you love to see it. That's exactly what you want to do if you don't have the best of qualifyings.
You know, I think there's a bunch of drivers down there in the similar position. Garrity as well, Noah McComber. I think that all those incidents we saw in the midfield really helped some of these drivers who didn't get the best qualifying sessions to push ahead and get positions and points that they otherwise wouldn't have. And I think that's really good news for them, but it's really bad news for those drivers who were involved in those incidents early on in the race.
Yeah. As we see David Funk get past Michael Schwarzenegger here. Wait. Yeah. He goes slightly wide. But what's interesting, this battle is heating up, and I believe these are teammates, Patrick Rust and Brooker Quigg.
We had some kind of major incident involving Kraus.
Oh. How late are we talking about?
Well, now it's quite far away, probably.
Or
Yeah, it's gonna be at the end of this straight, I believe.
too bad. Replay ends here. Oh wait, never mind. Maybe we'll get it. Oh.
Quickly, go again, do another replay.
That's too late.
Aw, unfortunate.
Yeah, but it
Miller
looks...
has caught up with Mitchell.
Yeah. I think Mitchell might have killed his tires a little bit because he's fallen off the pace significantly to the top two. You know, the top two still hitting those low 136s. But Mitch and even Mueller in those low 136s, just on the verge of 135s. And Mitchell, he's in those mid 136s. Of course, we'll see if he improves at all for this lap. But
Well, I mean, his pace was clearly falling off earlier than the other top drivers in the first stint of the race. And
yeah, that lap, Mueller 5/10 faster than Mitchell.
And Mitchell pitted, I think, yeah, 1 lap earlier than Miller. So,
I don't think that's going to make a difference here, but...
I mean, there's still 21 minutes to go. If it's already struggling on tires, that could be potentially very bad. Because he does have the straight line speed, but eventually, like, even with that, if your tires are terrible, you're very likely to make a mistake at some point. Because it becomes very, very, very hard to know where to brake and how much grip you have when the tires are dying.
Yeah, it looks like... I mean, we have seen a Porsche overtake a Mustang. Apparently we can see a Ferrari overtake a Lexus, right?
I mean, it's bound to happen at some point.
Well, this is sobering us speaking of Porsches. David Funk is closing in on them. He's half a second behind the Porsches, and the GTR is one of the faster cars in the straight line. So wonder if that is going to be disadvantages for these Porsche teammates. It looks like Brooker Quigg's car is banged up on the side. It's a lot of scratch marks.
Yeah, this fight is pulling the drivers behind into it.
The dive bomb from Rust. He tries to go around the inside and he takes his position. Is that team orders or is that just an overtake, free for overtake? That's gonna put David Funk right on the bumper of the senior Brooker Quigg, and I wonder if that Porsche has enough tow from Porsche ahead to defend.
This could be bad news for Quigg. Nissan is so fast in a straight line.
Goes around the inside, but the Nissan backs out as Brooker takes the inside. Is there going to be a switchback from the GTR? Doesn't look like it. They're going to slot him right behind him.
I think the GTR might be concerned about the Ferrari behind and just trying to make sure he doesn't lose a position because he's fighting too hard.
Yeah. And also, Michael Schwarzenegger is still hanging on behind them in the 488. Looks like Sullivan lost a place to Velasquez here. Velasquez one of the last to pit. Has much fresher tires than Sullivan. That's got Elliot Levine losing position to Roy B, but looks like Roy's actually ahead of him now. We're starting to stage a comeback in the race. He's currently running in P35. As Archie's losing even more pace here, Simon Goriel has caught up with him. And so is Josh Worley right behind him as well.
You know, something to keep in mind for Goriel here is that if he can't make this move on Archie, because he's been stuck behind Archie for a little bit now, and all that time, Worley has been slowly closing that gap bit by bit. If Goriel can't make that overtake quickly, then, you know, Worley might make the overtake on him. And, you know, so he's got to be looking at that move before he has the threat of Worley right behind him. But as I say that, Worley within a second.
Archie pitted very early. His tires are over 10 minutes older than Goriel's and almost 20 minutes older than Worley's, so it is understandable why he's struggling.
Yeah, and he tries to fight for the clean air. He pitted early to get the clean air. He got the clean air, but at what cost? As he had Ian Wheeler following Elliot Levine. Levine has been losing so much positions. Wheeler gets past him halfway on the straight. That is insanely quick from that Mustang. But is he going to keep her on the inside? Yes, he does. The Mustang does have good brakes. This job done for Wheeler. Back to this battle here. Yeah, we're at least less than a second behind Oreo, so yeah. And also the Ferrari straight line speed isn't the best, especially the 488s. So I wonder who is actually in danger of getting overtaken here. Is it Archie or is it Gorio?
I think both of them.
I think they're both going to get overtaken by Worley.
I think the reality is that, I mean, Goriel will probably get past Archie at some point, but I think Worley is going to get both of them, because that Bentley is just such a monster for accelerating on a straight. If he just gets a good run coming out from the final corner. And also, Worley has way better tires than either of the cars in front.
Yeah, Worley was one of the last drivers to pit, was he not? And so it's like, you know...
Archie pitted 31 minutes ago. Goriel pitted just under 19 minutes ago, and Worley pitted just over 12 minutes ago. That's a massive difference in tire wear.
We have another battle train coming up here from Matt Schwartz all the way down to Jacob Hall.
Also, because Doug is slowing down, now both Muller and Logan are in the train behind him.
Logan was he was almost a second faster than Doug last lap. Absolutely wild. You gotta get an overtake from Nico Suave. No, he thinks twice about sitting around the inside of Doug's teammate, Matt Schwartz. Yeah, we got multiple battles going up here. You got a battle for P3, you got a battle for P6, you got a battle for P8, still going on.
Oh, look for the battle for P13, Funk and Quig alongside. Like Funk's gotten around him. But through turn 1, they're still alongside. A little bit of contact, a little bit of rubbing, nothing too major. Still alongside through turn 2. Quig with the inside through turn 3 into turn 4. I think he's going to hold on to his position.
It looks like it, but that Porsche is super slidey there. And Funk is not done yet. As I got a confirmation that Josh Damiani, he quit the race as the Porsche goes sliding and this GTR goes wide. Both drivers trying to take evasive action not to kill each other. As we got a Lexus behind a car that's not a Lexus as they go into the start-finish straight. Wonder if Logan, who's considerably faster, he holds the fastest lap, which is a 35.4. Is he gonna get past Mueller in this straight? Oh, it looks like he's got a bad exit, a bit further away. But the Lexus is fast.
It's a bad exit, but no, it's not gonna be enough.
Yeah, it's too far. Unless he doesn't dive. Okay. What about this battle here? Gorio's still on the bumper of Archie. He's too close, but both cars do not have the straight line speed advantage.
I think I'm more surprised that the Bentley doesn't get either of them.
Yeah.
Because while it is not the fastest on top speed, it's very quick at accelerating out from slow corners.
I feel like the Bentley might have struggled a bit with the traction zone corner, especially with the dirty air.
Yeah, that is possible. He definitely has a tire advantage though.
This Osborne on the bumper or Schmitzer. They go. I wonder if that's going to be an overtake done for
Logan got past Mueller.
Oh, we missed it.
Go replay.
Oh, Logan just goes.
He got
just...
such a good run.
Yeah, makes it look so easy.
Yeah. Now that's gonna put Doug under considerably more pressure because now.
Oh, we got around. Goriel and Archie. Worley got around them both.
Let's go for another replay. 30 seconds. What's happened here? Looks like Gorio tries to go around the inside of Archie. Tries to. Oh, they hit each other. Archie. Oh, Gorio goes a bit wide. Archie gets the place back, but Swirly gets past both of them.
Yeah, sometimes patience just pays off. You just wait for the other guys to fight too hard, and you get both of them.
Yeah. Because now we wait for this replay to end. There we go. And that makes life way easier for Worley. You can now close in on Mueller, who's
now Doug is now under very, very, very hard pressure because unlike the Ferrari, which didn't have the top speed to challenge on the straight if you get a bad exit, Logan definitely has the same top speed, so if he gets a good exit and he's in the tow, he can definitely get alongside.
Also, I don't think my ice
strategy here for Mitchell, because you got Logan behind, who's of course in the same car and looks to be going a lot faster than you. Then right behind him, you also got Mueller. So part of the question might be here for Mitchell: does he allow Logan to go past, who's probably going to get around him anyways, and then doesn't lose his tires even more? Because if he chooses to fight with Mueller, there's the potential that Mueller, who has been with Mitchell for a while, might be able to get around him too. And then he's going to wind up losing 2 positions instead of just 1, and it looks like he's setting up for that straight. He's trying to hold position, but looks like he... Oh, Logan, great exit. Logan with a great exit. Gonna try diving inside. Mitchell pulling the inside.
Oh,
alongside a bit of contact.
Yeah, Logan doesn't want to let him take the racing line.
That is really assertive from him, but he has the inside. There we go.
Yeah, that's the tire advantage.
He's bringing it back. He's bringing it back. He's around the outside. I don't think he'll be able to keep it. No.
Yeah.
Oh, Logan!
He's going
Logan! Why?
Mistake.
Oh!
Major mistake.
And loses the position to Mueller as well, but does he stay ahead?
He only went into Mueller while he was sliding. It's like Mueller going a little bit wide, trying to get a better exit, letting him, but in the process, lets him back fast, and we're right back where we were a lap ago.
He had it done. Unfortunately, made a mistake just at the wrong time.
You see Mueller weaving in the back, just out of sheer annoying. Now this battle is still happening here. David Fung's still not past Brickerquig. That's good for my fantasy.
That's kind of surprising because the Nissan is a monster on the straight line.
Yeah, I was imagining it too, but the Porsche is better in the slow speeds.
And it does accelerate better, like from a low speed corner. It has the traction.
I mean, if you thought the BMW was bad, the Nissan GTR takes the disadvantages the BMW have and increases them tenfold. Because this car is even more sluggish than the BMW when it comes to like turning.
Funk is really close behind though, coming into turn 13. Really close, looking like he might be trying to make a setup. Yeah. He's setting up really wide through turn 14 into turn 15, maybe trying to carry some extra speed, but I don't think he got the exit he was looking for.
Just
I
don't.
I think he's sometimes sitting a little bit too close there to the Porsche, and his exit speeds are being controlled by the Porsche. He still has that monster straight
As we
run.
say that, they're alongside just a little bit into turn 1. Quick going a little bit deep, but not enough for Funk to be able to capitalize off of it. And Schwarzenegger right behind, still looking to get past Funk.
Mueller's past Logan. Wait, what? Mueller's past Logan's slowing down. What's going on here?
Do you think he might have overheated his tires in that slide? Might have killed his tires during that slide?
No, not from a small slide like that. Shouldn't be. He's lost a lot of time this lap.
He has. Must have made a major mistake. Might be able to get on the replay.
Maybe he's low on fuel. But why would he be so low on fuel this early into the last stretch of the race?
Oh, Goriel got around Archie at some
But
point.
he's losing so much time. Like, Logan's right on his bumper
Oh,
already.
Logan made a big mistake in the low.
Oh, probably has overheated tires, just trying to nurse him. Get him to cool back down.
He made the same mistake, I think. I mean, it looks like he's turning too aggressively while trail braking, and the rear just steps out. Probably just needs to push the brake bias a little bit. Just calm things down.
That might be it. Yeah, as if the tires are already struggling for grip on this track, and a little bit of overheating makes it even worse. As Ilbo alluded to earlier, even 1 degree of track depth difference can change how much grip you have.
Yeah, now this is an opportunity for Worley to maybe slide his way into the top 5. 6 minutes to go, you know, and there's still a lot of questions on what our top 10 will look like.
John Archie's still holding on to P8. Harold McDonald's is closing in, but he is not closing in fast enough. But
Morley is up 6 positions from where he started, by the way. If he gets into top 5, that's very impressive.
I never thought the overcut would work, but here we are. That is such a massive overcut which is working, and it might work better. But I wonder if Logan... Actually, yeah, Logan is starting to close out on Mueller. He's less than 3 seconds in.
Of course, they're all dealing with blue flags right now. Sam Likes trying to get out of the way. It looks like another driver there. Oh, contact between Worley and Likes.
Oh!
Likes didn't see him. Oh, into the wall. Sean Likes. Oh, and then more contact with Worley. Oh no.
What's happened here?
Worley's fine. Worley has survived, but he's lost a ton of time.
Levin completely forgot to brake for turn 1.
No, looks like he just, Sunlight just closed in on Worley, and that's damage for the Bentley. Wonder how that's going to affect that pace for Worley here.
Yeah, that doesn't look like it's too much. Looking at Worley right now, it looks like his car's mostly fine. He's closing the gap back up to Logan just a little bit. I think he's fine. I think he got away with it. I think he's gotten away with it.
All of this is really helping Miller and Mitchell, because now the cars behind are significantly behind after having to deal with the back market traffic.
Doug is still in P3. That is an achievement.
Now,
by the way,
that incident though, very nearly catastrophic for Logan and Worley.
And by the way, the top 2 are still 2.5 seconds apart, which has been the case for pretty much the entire race. And the gap between P2 and P3 is now 10 seconds. So Arc and Olhausen in a completely different league, like not even near the same level as these other guys.
But it looks like they're not battling, so it allows them to run away. Well, Doug was actually getting hunted down by Mueller. I mean, probably has gone defensive every now and then. So See a battle as you see a beautiful shot from P3 all the way to PA to John Arshty being at the back of this pack. This pack is closer than I expected. I swear they're further apart. Prime in the chat saying 2021 edition of the SRA race. This reminds me a lot of the Brands Hatch incident involving Marciello and the Joda car. I think it's Ben Barnicoat.
Yeah. Tell you what else it was almost like? Just last night in the D5 race, we had a blue flagger accidentally miss their braking point, take out the P2 driver as he was fighting with the leader. Yes, horrible incident. Luckily, the P2 driver managed to recover up to, I think it was 6th, if I recall correctly. Side note, that P2 driver, Trey Morgan, currently commentating on D4. Assuming that he didn't lose power from the storms.
I'm not even gonna say anything about what happened in the last endurance race on the second to last lap.
Everyone knows, everyone's seen that,
Yeah.
and it is tragic. As you got the battle between Selena Boonstra and Ryan Garrity here, we haven't talked about them through this race, except for the first lap. That's an amazing livery from Bluey and Selena. And wonder if the Ferrari is gonna get past the Porsche here. Doesn't look like it, but the battle is going.
Porsche looked surprisingly slow on this back straight. Like, I know it's slow on the front straight, but it shouldn't be that slow on the back straight. I wonder if Selena is running a lot of wing.
I mean, pretty sure
Muller is
you run max
definitely
wing in the
faster
Porsche.
than Mitchell, but it's just impossible to make anything happen in the Ferrari against the Lexus.
There are obviously opportunities to pass if you're brave enough.
I'm pretty sure it would take like an actual mistake from Mitchell. And even he just made a mistake, but it wasn't enough because the gap grew so much on the straight. And of course it's gonna also get tricky because the tire wear is gonna start impacting everybody to some degree.
Well, this battle is brewing up really fast as well as Pusher and Selena battling. Nick Sand has entered this fight, Nick, after getting taken out earlier this race. As Ryan Cody got past Nico, Paulie Hartman and Nico Suave. As we have a Brooker Quigg is spinning. What's going on here? He's on the racing line. Oh, I see what happened here. That is so. That's my fantasy driver.
That's unfortunate. Oh, I am so I feel so sorry for your loss there.
Almost getting fired.
Yeah, Mueller's still right behind Mitchell, but it just, you know, it's just that straight line speed of the Lexus. I mean, I know I've had experience with this fighting against the Mustang, but as well, you know, both of those cars, great straight line speed. It's just so hard to overtake them, even if you are faster, and I think that's why Mueller's been stuck behind the Lexus forever.
I mean, like I said, unless Mitchell makes a real mistake, I don't think anything.
Oh, who was that on the inside of turn 7? I believe that was.
Number 6 car died. Who's number 6? That's
Giordano.
No.
I reset to garage. What on earth happened there?
Ryan Garrity gonna sit around the inside of Selena Boonstra as he make it. Oh, that's contact. He runs her wide. They both run wide. That's gonna be looked at by the stewards. That's gonna allow the Luigi BMW to try to slot behind. Garrity gives back the place to Boonstra, but those cars are banged up, and there's an angry BMW right behind them.
Positions go back to where they were, but Boonstra, all 4 tires on the grass. Those are going to be some dirty tires now. She's going to be losing time through the next few corners.
See, I haven't talked about Art winning the opening race. That's a great position from him. He just controlled the pace, and Thomas Alhausen's right behind them as well. That's going to be P1 and 2 to these guys, with Doug Mitchell and Mueller finishing right behind them, and Chris Logane and Josh Worley following behind. But we're not done yet. You got this battle going on between Ryan Garrity and Selena Boonstra. Is there going to be any more moves made on the Porsche? we're entering the final sector, and we're not done yet with this battle. As we also have a bigger trade following up with cars which do not have damage, but it looks like these guys are spread up far enough such that they won't be any dive bombs. And it looks like they're just gonna settle for that position after the drama at the opening of the lap.
I'm not sure if there are going to be any moves last minute. I think that this might be more or less it.
And yeah, it looks like they're finishing the train. That's okay. That's a wild finish. As we got a Bentley causing carnage right behind. That's gonna be a broken wrist for sure. And that's gonna round up this race, the opening race in SRA Season 14 Team Series Round 1 D2 at Indy. Woo! So what do you think about the race, guys?
Wild race.
Yeah, wild, I think, is the correct word for this one.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, I feel like this race was calming down in the middle when everyone's making the pit stops. Yeah, this is a great race for sure.
I mean, it calmed down and then it uncalmed itself.
Looks like you'd think that, as the race ends, people get more self-preservation. They have figured out how not to die. And you forget that it's the end of the race and everyone wants to find a position. You're at the end. It's about time you can risk it. You have nothing to lose. So, yeah. You wait for our podium, our drivers to enter the race chest. You can abduct them for the.
Yeah. I really think that lap 2 chaos really set up a lot of interesting results for the rest of the race. I mean, we saw that battle between Garrity and Ryan Garrity and Selena Boonstra near the end. The reason those two were fighting for as many points as they was due to those lap 2 incidents. So I think that was there was a lot of chaos happening there. I mean, we saw that car turn around backwards in round turn 3, turn 4 area.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Let's actually pull some of the drivers in for an interview. Who do we start with? Do we go from bottom, I guess? If Doug is actually gonna join. Forgive me as I'm trying to fix the issues. There we go. We got the overlay back. All right. Let's start with Doug. Here, he's our podium run at the bottom stepper podium. Let's pull him in here.
You saw it?
Hey, Doug.
Hello.
Welcome to the commentary booth. Sorry you got abducted mid-speech, but
That happens more often than you think.
well, they haven't happened the whole of last season. So, first of all, welcome to the commentary booth, which means you got in the podium. Have you missed this feeling?
I'm not going to have it for much longer. I killed somebody on lap 2. So.
Oh.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I was in the tow, and he braked about 100 feet earlier than I thought. So I puncherinoed, and I drove off as a homicide. It was not great. But this is a shout out to Caleb Craig. Sorry, buddy. Love you. But that being said, I had a great time battling my position the whole rest of the race. It was a lot of fun.
You see the battle between Mueller and you. I think you were also challenging Allhausen for B2 at the opening stages of the race.
Yeah, I was hooked up the first stint, and he was struggling, and then something unlocked in his brain, and he took off, and I was never to see him again. But it was fun. And then Logain came into the mix at the very end, and we had a couple side-by-side moments, and then I was able to get the best of them, which made me feel real cheeky. So it was good racing, despite the my incident at the beginning.
Well, you're the admin. You get to decide any incidents, right? Any admin
Very
abuse
much
going
wrong.
on.
If anything, they look at me more harshly.
SRA corruption scandal.
The only
Well-
corruption around here is where cruise funds go. Other than that, everything is pretty holistically clean here. So.
I mean, I still think all the cruise funds need to be allocated to Al's cruise. Hard work he's done for this.
Oh, that's being looked at as we speak. But all jokes aside, how was the race from your guys' perspective?
Let's say
Very exciting. Very exciting. There was some really good racing we saw. Between you and Logain, there was definitely some exciting racing there. We also saw some other exciting racing around the track. And of course, lap 2 chaos. So many incidents on lap 2.
Yeah, surprisingly, lap 2 was dirtier than lap 1. So maybe people
Lap
just want
1
to
shockingly clean.
Maybe people
Everyone
are just
knows
trying
that
to see alive in
the
lap 1.
gloves come off. Yeah, the gloves come off on lap 2. That's for sure.
So I'm really curious. Was that early pit stop strategy pre-planned, or was it just because of the situation of the race?
It was both. I told myself I was going to pit around the 35-minute mark, regardless, just to try and, at least from my experience, my tires were falling off pretty hard. So I wanted to be able to be out ahead of people because I know the Lexus can hold people off better than catch up to people. That being said, though, I was battling the front end damage from my incident, so the tire wear was even higher than normal. So I was hoping that I could come out ahead of Olhausen, but he managed to get the best of me by a little over a second. So, but yeah, I always had the intention of doing a somewhat early pit stop.
And it almost backfired because I'm not sure if you knew, but Logain had massively fresher tires at the end. Like I think
I
he
felt
pitted
it.
like 10 minutes later than you.
I felt it. He was wicked quick in the second stint, and he was hawking me down as well as what was the other Ferrari? It wasn't Olhausen, Mueller. So
Mueller, yeah.
Mueller,
Venus.
yeah, I was holding him off, and I saw Logain battle, and I was like, okay, I just need those two to battle for a little bit so I can buy myself some time. And then he got past him inevitably, and then it was mano a mano, Lexus v Lexus, and I got the best of him just by some sheer racecraft. He had much more pace than me, and I'm sure he was kicking himself when he went deep, and I was able to sneak up by him again. But it was again just so good, so good.
Speaking of Logan, you got confirmation that he was on map 5 towards the end, which I believe is when he lost a place to you and Mueller and 3 more seconds. Act of God, I guess.
I think I flustered him so much by doing the up and under that his car just knew that it was no match for me, so it just turned itself off.
Look at Doug asserting dominance on his competitors.
Yeah. But all jokes aside, it was a really good race. We were racing pretty close for a long time, so that's what we come here for, and it was a really good time. And I loathe Indy and I loathe Coda, so I'm looking forward to next week.
You cannot say that. We got multiple Coda enjoyers here.
Did you just say you loathe Indy?
I loathe both. Well, I loathe all 3 first tracks, like the first 3 tracks of the
Get out of here.
Snetterton, Barv.
You know what?
Okay,
I agree with
Setterton
you.
I agree with, but the other two? No, not the other two,
Coda?
not the other two.
You can't say
The best
that.
part about Coda, the lasers. Everything else compounds in.
Yeah.
And then Indy, the best part about Indy is just parking it in the pit lane and never starting a race.
Well, I mean, it all worked out. You got a podium and a track that, or for now, you got a podium and a track that you dislike. So
I told myself I wanted to be in a top 10 finish. So even with the penalty, I should be firmly in the top 10. So I'm giving myself a proverbial pat on the back.
there's the
My
admin
teammate
abuse.
got the short end of the stick, but we'll see. I really want to push for a team championship this season.
You guys got close last season. How that went.
Yeah, I got a new teammate this season, Matt Schwartz, and he got into an incident early. But yeah, we're hoping that we can bounce back next week.
Hey, there's always drop rounds and drop rounds.
Exactly. We might have to add a couple into our column as a clerical error to help us get caught up. But we'll see. We'll see. But thanks for putting together a good show.
Yep, thanks for putting on the show from the track. Yeah, once again, congrats on your podium for now.
Thank you.
Any of you folks got any questions for Doug?
No, I don't think so.
Also,
Just, congrats on a great race. Unfortunate that you're that you think you're gonna get a penalty coming. Unfortunate for that incident, but
If I don't, there's been a great disturbance in the force.
it's called admin abuse.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
But too funny.
also, Al's in the chat saying Hawaii works for me. Are you gonna send him on a trip to Hawaii for his
Hawaii.
birthday this Sunday?
We'll look into it.
All right, you heard it,
Happy
Al.
birthday,
Happy advance
birthday, Al. That's funny.
And congrats, and we're gonna move you down on the
I got you. All right, boys. Have a good night.
good one. That is our current podium sitter for now, Doug. Let's pull up our P2 finisher, who is Tom Olhausen. Find him and pull him. There, he's right. Thomas Olhausen, you are in the D2 chat. Do you have us?
I have you, yes.
First of all, congrats on the P2 podium in the opening race. Talk us through your race.
Oh, I thought I had pole position, and then Art comes through and just blows it out of the water, and I was like, oh, well, good for him. He deserved it. Put in a lot of practice time, so. Um, but the biggest thing was having my teammate behind me, gave me a little bit of a shield on the start. He got a huge jump on me. I felt like I was holding him up, but he did his best to just kind of hold position and get through turn one safely, and we went single file from there. So Doug was talk about a lot of pressure. Doug was sending it. Lap two on the front straight, I was just like, okay, well, I'll take the inside. You got a lot of overtake speed, but there's somebody in front of you, so let's see what happens. And yeah, I broke early, and he just, I guess, miscalculated how much speed he actually had with the draft, and allowed me to take another position there. So
I'll work that for you at the end. But in the middle of the race, you were closing in on Art at the pits at the exit. Were you expecting the cracks to get bigger? Were you expecting to hunt down Art for the win in the race, or were you content with P2?
I was actually hunting after the pit. Like the car felt great. Everything was working the way I wanted it to, and I was closing the gap. And all of a sudden, he turned on the afterburners or something, because he just started matching my times. And I'm like, well, that's all I've got in the tank. So I held it there for 20 minutes, and at about the 10-minute mark, I just said, you know what, I'm content with P2. Let's just slow down and not die. But yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is congrats to Art. He put in a lot of work last season and got, misfortunate events just taken out almost every race, and for him to come back this season and win the first one is great.
Yeah, definitely. So Art and you both were, I believe, in silver last season, and now you're both in gold. You got the shoey last season. Are you kind of gonna get the shoey this season as well? This time the team series, because I believe you and Mueller got the most points as for the team this race.
Absolutely. I mean, it's every race, every season. We got to go for the shoey, but it's nice to be up there competing for the actual team series as well. But the problem is, I feel like either Doug's got it out for me, or he's trying to help me out, because he put my best, strongest track as a finisher last season and my second best track as the start of this season. So where we go from here, nobody knows.
Keep the momentum.
I
That's
hope
what
so.
you do. You got Coda coming up next. Are you excited for it? Doug said
I'm
he
not
isn't.
the greatest at code it, so but we'll try. We'll put some practice laps in, but we'll see
You
what
got a
happens.
week.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyone else has any questions, Thomas?
I'm just curious about the pit strategies as ever. I was surprised that so many people went for less than half distance before pitting. How did you plan that?
I was looking around the 33 mark left on the timer to pit, so just slightly more than half. I knew the tires were going to be dead, having all that weight on them, flat track, and so I just wanted to get fresh tires for a longer stint with less weight. But then I saw Art go in, and you can't let him go by himself, so I just took the next one. And I mean, what were we? 37 minutes left. That was a long stint on the second set.
So you were not concerned about getting stuck in traffic that has not pitted yet?
I was watching my mini map, looking for where everybody was at, and I knew there was one blue flag ahead, and I just, I had to answer the call. Art sent it, so I went, and I knew that blue flag would be right there with Art, and it held him up a little bit, but luckily he got out of the way as I was, he went into the pits, and I came out of the pits, so I didn't have any blue flags until much later.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, it was one car. It wasn't too bad.
Well,
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was a little early for me though, that's for sure.
yeah. Thankfully,
Well,
next race next week at Coda, the pit lane isn't this long, so you might expect some different strategies from you.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on the field, right? You gotta read the field. If it's open, you gotta take it. If it's blocked, like maybe wait a little longer, but we'll see what happens next race. Hopefully, I start up near the front and avoid all the lap one incidents again. So that's the goal.
And congrats on the podium. Hopefully, we see you more here, and hopefully, we see another Shui with you and Miller.
Yeah, I hope so too. Yeah, maybe we'll switch off. He could take pole position next race.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you got any final thoughts before I send them back to the Shadow Realm?
No, I
Uh,
just oh, sorry, go ahead.
I want to congratulate you because that was a solid drive, like really solid.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was hard fought for sure. But yeah, I appreciate that.
That you were faster than both me and Ilpo. Like, you were faster
I
than
mean,
when we were in D1.
like I said, it's it's my second strongest track, so don't expect the same next race.
You will. Once you're on the podium, you're expected to be there again, unless your name starts with
Oh no!
Jason and ends with Alan.
Oh no! Well, thanks, guys. I can't wait to watch the stream, so I'm looking forward to that.
Oh,
Appreciate it. Have a good night.
I'll go one. And that is our P2 finisher for this race, Thomas Allhausen. Let's bring in our race winner. Actually, let me actually pull him before he leaves. That's Art. Hey, Art, you are in the commentary booth. Do you have us?
Hello.
Hello. First of all, congrats on the win.
Thank you very much.
And I kind of hate that you had to win because, I was complaining about the BMW buff for the whole week, and then you come out and win with the BMW. Talk us your race.
I think it still needed like at least minus 10 kilos, but minus 10 kilos.
What do
But
you mean minus 10 kilos? You won the race!
it's never enough.
And you set you're D2 and you set the pace for the car for the folks in D1. So, but then again, that's some insane pace you had. Talk us your race.
Please, sorry. What did you say?
That's some insane pace you had.
Well, how was it?
Well, you were in qualifying. You were a lot faster than either me or Arjun, and we are both in D1. So that's already saying something.
Yeah, you were like 7 tenths faster than my quality time in D1.
Lol. F. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have words for that, but
You excited to get moved up a division? I think
No, I'm not ready for that. I'll protest. I'll protest if that happens.
yeah, you had serious pace. I mean, like your first stint, where you were pulling away from Thomas Alhausen right behind you, right? And you also pitted early. I think Ilpo would probably ask you about this, but was that pit planned?
Yeah, I did a very long test and did some questions also to the guys who raced yesterday. And yeah, tires were almost dead between lap 12 to 15. So I started to feel that already in this race. So yeah, I just said, fuck it, I'm not going to get undercutted. So yeah, that's why I try to pit early before them. Sorry.
Yeah,
I
it
don't know
worked
if
out.
that makes sense, but it worked. So
Yeah, definitely did work. I mean, you were stuck behind a car, right? Who was it again? Ilpo, if you remember.
yes, it was Waller, I guess. The guy who got the drive-through at the start.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I flashed him a couple of times, praying he let me by, but it was okay. So he went to pits in the next lap, so it's fine.
and you got lucky there. I mean, I feel like if you were like stuck behind him for like maybe one or two more laps, almost Olhausen would have come out alongside you. So
Yeah, the gap to Olhausen was still 2 seconds after he came out of pit. So yeah, it was only managing the tires. I was a bit scary when he started doing zero point 0.7, zero point 0.8 every lap. So I had to push a little bit. Then I guess his tires just die because he starts to do 36.3, 0.2, 0.4, 0.5. So yeah, I just managed the tire.
and you managed it well because you held a gap to him and came out on top.
Yep, 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 yep.
Also, I believe this is your first win in SRA.
It is my first win ever for any league
Ooh,
I have
ooh.
raced, so it's
Oh,
finally,
welcome to the
finally.
top step of the podium. Do you got any shout outs?
Um, mainly the guys who I bother every week, like Jeremy Mercer or Anton Rusevich. They give some very good tips. So yeah, and a shout out for me because I defended the P1 into turn one. Yeah, I think I could have lost it with Craig and with Alhausen as well. So yeah, I guess the race was also there. So yeah, that's the shout out this week.
Oh, congratulations. And then again, coaching did help, but then at the end, all the hard work is from you. And we
Yeah,
got
of
in chat Ivan McCroat. Yes, it's McCroat. It's gaslit us. Said he's your biggest fan.
course. Yeah, it's I don't know the word in English, but it's reciprocal, maybe.
There you go. He reciprocates the love, Croat.
Reciprocate. Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. I'm a big fan of him as well. So
Okay. Yeah, you both are insanely fast. Do you win
let's
next
see.
season? Or do you win next race? Can you there? But yeah, Ilbo, do you have anything
Sorry,
for him?
my PC just
Oh,
my PC just frozen, so I didn't hear anything.
yeah, maybe we'll see you both in the same division next race.
I hope not because not. But aside of that, being honest, races like Kota, Spa are not my best tracks. I feel like I'm good in this kind of short tracks, but in the longer ones, I'm not that fast. I would say I'm going to be in the top 7 or top 10.
And
Like
I
that's
mean, you say that, but we've seen how fast you are. I mean, I'm sure, maybe not this season, but next season we'll see you D1.
well, Yeah, that's probably what is going to happen, but no, not this season. With this schedule, I don't feel like I should be in Division 1. So hope not.
Yeah, but you also if you're talking about short tracks, there are multiple short tracks coming out of it, like Red Bull Ring and Snetterton, which is a shorter than Coda and Spa and Barcelona
Yeah,
as well.
but Red Bull Ring is I don't know if you have raced there, but Red Bull Ring is like a pack. If you race like a pack, so a minimal mistake, you lost it all. So I don't think it's going to be a race like this one either. And Snetterton, I don't know. I have raced there like once, I think. So yeah, let's see what happened there.
That's probably true for a lot of people, so that's gonna be a very interesting race.
Yeah, I guess that as well.
Yeah, I mean, worked out. Couldn't have worked. Work out again for like the rest of the season. Oh, but do you have any questions for him?
And no, I just want to say congratulations. That was a really impressive drive.
Yeah, let's see if I can repeat this Saturday. So be careful, Ilpo. Yeah, we'll try to chase you. Yeah.
I mean, right now you're already faster than him, but wonder how that's gonna turn out in the enduro.
Yeah, but we don't have the Ilpo pace for 6 hours, probably. But we will try. So we need to carry the momentum now.
As yeah. Congrats once again. Congrats on your podium. Welcome to the top step of the podium, and welcome to well, also the highest place in the standings, and hopefully you can stay there for the rest of the season.
Let's hope. Yeah,
Let's hope.
I will practice. I will do a lot of work like I do every week. So let's see what happened in 7 races.
We'll see. Once again, I'm gonna move you down to the D2 channel.
Okay, thank you guys.
All right, thank you. Have a good one. That is our winner of the race, Art. Hopefully we see him back again. And speaking of enduros, we have an enduro coming up for this week, this Saturday. It's going to be the final enduro for the SRA Enduro Series. It's been a long season. I think it started all the way back in November or December. So, yeah, it's cool that it's finally ending, and it's cool that most of us had made it all the way to the end. And hope to see you there. Someone's got to put a stop to Jason and his shenanigans. So, and someone should defend Oppo from all those murders. So, hopefully, we see all of you there in the enduro. Oppo, are you looking forward to it?
Actually, kind of no.
Oh,
Because it's gonna be very stressful, for many reasons. So I don't know. I like the track, especially in an endurance race. I hope it rains because it's gonna help me. I'm generally better in rain, and also I have a massive tire wear problem for double stinting. But yeah, I'm not really looking forward.
I mean, this is India, right? Indy is in this game because it's part of the Intercontinental GT Challenge calendar, which is an 8 hours endurance race. So Indy, as far as GT World Challenge goes, is an endurance track, and I feel like it's right that we're there again.
Yeah, I just don't personally. I'm not sure I'm gonna enjoy 6 hours because it's a very, very, very difficult track for me. So I'm not sure. I was enjoying the Paul Ricard race tremendously because I love the track. I'm very confident on it. I feel strong there. I don't feel the same way here. I'm gonna have to push really hard. I'm gonna have to put a lot of effort into it, and it's gonna be really hard. But hey, that's what I signed up for.
That's what you signed up for. And yeah, it's gonna be a sweaty race as well. But yeah, and hopefully I can make it to the race. I don't know. I'm still contemplating. I might solo it as well, or I might be in the commentary booth, or I might practice Coda. I don't know what I want to do. But anyways, let's hope whoever's in chat keep the channel points so we can get Doug and Bailey drunk again next season. As we got our sponsor segment. I forgot to do that. Bear with me for a second. A huge thanks to our SRA sponsors and title sponsors supporting us here at SRA, as well as support from Documize, a modern business solution for project management. Go to documize.com to learn more. As well as support from Retro Saga, a North American-based gaming company that provides accessories for your favorite gaming systems, including Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, and much more. We saw the Nintendo Switch 2 announcement today. Enhance your retro gaming experience today at retrosaga.ca. And a big thank you to affiliates Track Racer Experience. Redefine gaming with Track Racer's high quality sim rigs and accessories. Use code SRATE, that's capital SRA and lowercase TE, at checkout to support us. And I believe he also got a new rig out, which is a bit more budget friendly. Feel free to check it out. And Armamentario, a toolbox for ACC that enhances your chance to win. Enjoy a fully customizable and enhanced HUD to change the way you experience ACC, and it will also help you with strategizing. A3TD Sim Shop, upgrade your sim racing experience with premium 3D accessories, featuring precision crafted magnetic shifters, sleek cable management solutions, versatile Steam Deck mounts, and immersive dashboards. Your innovative design enhances performance and style, elevate every lap with top tier quality craftsmanship at AT3D.net. And Go Setups, my personal favorite, premium esports setups for everyone. Use our affiliate link in our Discord and take your drive to the next level. Castle and Cauldron, a home-based crafting business specializing in handmade Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts, and Fairy World collectibles, magic wands, potions, mini dioramas, wall decors, costumery, cosplays, and much more. Castle and Cauldron is where crafting meets the magical. Visit facebook.com/Castle Cauldron. And last but finally not least, KP Concepts. If anyone's seen the Shui video, Jeff Spangler, who did the Shui for D1 Team Series, he had a poster made by KP Concepts. And it was a great looking poster. So yeah, shout out to KP Concepts. Your source for custom automotive renderings, graphic designs, and printing. We spend countless hours making it look good for all of the spectacle. Please check out kpconcepts.com for more, and hopefully you can get a poster for your Shui. That's it for the ad break. And we'll see you next... Oh, that's it. We'll see you next week at Dark Coda with the laser light shows, as Doug pointed out. If you have epilepsy, close your eyes. Actually, no, don't close your eyes. You're gonna kill everyone into turn one. But yeah, if you have epilepsy, deal with it. And we'll see you at Coda. Well, you got anything to say for the stream before you call it?
No, I'm just gonna say congratulations to the podium and good night.
Yep, good night, and see you next week.